Everybody, welcome back to a rather unique episode of Ships and Giggles. We're starting this off the right way, and really the only way that I know how, and that's something fucking ridiculous and stupid like that. Whatever, dude. Oh, jeez. So obviously this was taken a few months ago. This was a match that I really wanted to include in the overview, but I really just ended up not having the time to put it in there. I mean, videos that basically anything that runs longer than like 12, maybe 15 minutes is pretty detrimental to like the analytics on YouTube. People just do not watch videos past the 12-minute or 15-minute mark. It's ridiculous, actually. So, which I find funny because Jesus Christ, is it hard to have anything develop in this game, like in terms of the challenges of editing with this game are actually pretty significant because you need to establish, like, here's a point of action, but you need to start it like somewhere between 30 to 90 seconds before that, because how you get there is more important than what actually happens in the moment of fighting and everything. Because that's the big learning tool for a lot of people, is being able to watch that and be like, okay, this is how, you know, maybe I should try approaching this when I'm in a similar situation. And just to comment on what's currently happening, that Iowa fucked me up, like, really bad. So, we skipped ahead to engage the DD here, and, yeah, I really wish I had some of that health back, but, using the fuel smoke and the speed boost right now removes my capabilities here against the Iowa, because there's just nothing I'm going to be able to do without him killing me long before I get there, at least without having the fuel smoke and everything else. So just barely get out of that situation, and honestly, if this ship was any slower, I certainly would have died there. So now we play the waiting game of trying to figure out what the shit I'm gonna do here. So, and it's tough because, even if I was running full concealment, it's only 0.8 kilometers better in terms of the detection. So, a lot of situations it doesn't really matter if you're running full concealment with the ship, and other times it would be certainly beneficial. But I favor mobility, and I certainly favor the speed of this. And we managed to get a couple ricochets there to get some reset points on the DD, but then we just managed to get our shot off in between everybody else's and finish them off. So awesome. There is the overall theme here. I'm just gonna, I guess, spoil it. It's not really a spoiler, but almost all these clips have me in super low health, managing to do some crazy bullshit. A lot of that just, I mean, when you take early damage, it's hard to not be demoralized and be like, oh man, fuck this match, I do it all the time because I'm aggressive, I play aggressive, and sometimes you have the chance to still do something regardless of what your health is, and that's awesome. Most of the time that's not the case, because all you have to do is get spotted. I mean, cool. And yeah, 39,000 damage Kraken, that's not terribly common, and certainly not in this ship. So this was actually the second match that I got a Kraken in with the Paolo, and the first time it was on this map, and down in the, like, I think it was down in I-2 or I-3, I rammed a Shokaku to seal the Kraken, and the victory in one match, and I was just laughing my ass off the whole time. So I got a fun screenshot of that, of like the moment I rammed him. But anyhow, like say you're in a light cruiser, say it's something like a Nevsky, and I am trying to avoid any situation where like a secondary is gonna kill me or something, because you never know. But like the Nevsky, the Minotaur or something, these various ships that tend to get spotted relatively early, and everybody tries to focus them as soon as possible, like the Smolensk, for instance. It's like, these are ships that are hugely capable regardless of what their health is, but again, all you have to do is get spotted, and that's your game. And, I mean, that's true for any ship, and just try to get this shot off as fast as possible for a sub 53,000 damage, 6-kill match in the Paolo, which will probably never happen again. So, but speaking of the Nevsky, this is a ship that, I mean, it gets a bad rap as just being a kiter, because, of course, all the stuff that it's got going for it does favor kiting, especially the incredible shell velocity and, you know, some of the other attributes. But the problem I have with it is that I don't like kiting. That's boring shit. So if I wanted to play a ship like that, I would just play the Smolensk. I would just play, you know, various other ships. But at the same time, I think this is something that is actually surprisingly capable up close, even though it doesn't really seem like it would be. I've had some pretty good success with this in close range encounters, and this one is, I'm gonna say, a fluke. Because how the shit that happened. I mean, this is a huge ship, and everybody has missed point blank torps like that before, and I really do feel for the guy, but wow, that was a rough one. Now speaking of a rough, another rough one actually, it helps when you play against people that might not necessarily be great. And by that, I mean a Kerfer shooting HE and HE only at me the entire match. So, or at least for as long as he's been alive. So, that's what's given me the courage to try this type of maneuver here. Because there's no fucking way that I would be able to get away with this in any other scenario, but like, no joke, he refused to do anything but shoot HE at me. So, anyways, turn around, heal up, go in after the Des Moines here. And this is, again, not a great display of awareness, because it's only now that he's really getting the picture that, oh, whoops, I fucked up. But it's already too late. I'm actually really shocked that he wasn't able to knock out my turrets, because that's something that seems to happen a lot when you're close up against especially a Des Moines. You know, people tend to focus on turrets, as they should, which would hopefully give them a chance to get in there and try to exploit, you know, the reload of the Des Moines or Salem and get along somebody's side to rip them apart. And I don't know. I don't know what the guy was thinking, but whatever it was, he reacted far too late for it and paid the price. So now we get to suffer with the carrier. So this is everybody's favorite, especially mine. So, but there are a couple good-looking salvos that I sent in against the carrier here, but it's still just tough because it's like, I mean, the dude's broadside, and I cannot connect for much damage at all. And, you know, while he's still attacking me and everything, and I get closer and closer, which means the attacks come more and more rapidly. So, managed to push up a bit more here, and I have absolutely no health to play with here whatsoever. And my only concern is just getting rid of this guy finally and sending him back to the fucking depths where he came from. Wonderful. But unfortunately, he can still play the game. And yeah, so here come the rockets. And again, this is older footage from early mid-June, so around there, before some of these additional changes were made. And Jesus, like, this is pretty extreme in terms of the low health and stuff right now. So now he's coming back. I've got less than 1,000 health, and here it comes. I'm glad I'm not the only one that has to deal with dispersion, but still, just what a rough experience trying to engage a carrier at like, especially, you know, when you're getting closer. So we break the 200,000 damage barrier mark, shred that DD a bit, and then try to engage the Smolensk that's all the way back here too. So we ended up basically taking this whole flank I'm not going to say by myself because, plenty of things happened to allow the situations to develop as they did, that, I had nothing to do with, or were out of my control. But we're taking more hits here, and finally we go down. But that was something that cracked me up as far as like, okay, we've got no health, and yet here we are doing all this work, and that was awesome. So, but switching things up to the Des Moines, this is a ship that I should be more interested in playing more frequently, but I don't know why. I can't really seem to have any real good games with this anymore, and it sucks because, again, I mean, there's a lot to like about the Des Moines, and yes, the Salem too, even though I kind of talk shit on that a fair bit. I just don't think it's worth the goal. I just don't. I mean, you've got this available in the tech tree. Why the hell would you? Whatever. Anyways, I know the super heal is basically the only thing people argue about with that, but I don't think that's worth hundreds of thousands of coal. Anyway, so if we take a look at the mini-map, we've got this entire side as soon as I end up killing this DD, right? Now, the problem is that motherfucker right back there. Oh, God. Alright, down goes the DD. Holy shit. Jeez. I can't believe I just got... I can't believe I actually survived that. It should have been a full health kill. But, battleships, they're just terrible to play no matter what. So we're still spotted, of course, blah, blah, blah. He goes behind the island. Now I'm dark. And then I don't know how this works, but that salvo right there, how the hell he got an extra 9,000 damage off of me after that long of being able to, being dark, that's just some bullshit, man. So, and the dispersion out of it too is just crazy, but anyhow. It's time to exact some revenge because he is completely preoccupied with the Stalingrad. So, I'm not aiming for, the cheek or the weak points. This really is not a ship that's actually all that reliable with citadels against something like even the Yamato, which has some of the worst armor for a battleship at tier 10. Certainly some glaring weaknesses, but, you might get a citadel here or there, but really with how fast you can pump these shells out and stuff, just aim a little bit above the belt and start shredding him for 7, 10, 11, 12k salvos over and over again. And we totally saved that Stalingrad's ass by doing 70,000 or so damage to that Yamato there. He didn't really seem to recognize that. So, oh man. And now that I am recovering from oral surgery that may or may not have saved my life, it's so fucked up, man. It's just constant. Like, there's always got to be something every couple months, and it's just like, dude, give me a fucking break. So, yeah, I wanted to throw some of this Dutch airstrike action into a video with this ship and the Harlem, the tier 8. Both ships I've had a really, really good match in, and I'd love to share that and discuss the caveats of the way that they have put these ships into the game. I also have a video showcasing a pair of awesome matches with the Napoli, and been having a ton of fun with that ship, but that's, again, a different thing. But I know at least a few of you are probably wondering my take on the whole CC fiasco, the Exodus, and I think that, I've made my opinions abundantly clear over the fucking 6 years that I've been covering this game. And the other problem is that YouTube is a one-way street. There's no conversation on YouTube doing these videos. So I prefer the dynamic nature of an actual conversation with people in a live stream. So because there's a lot of stuff that you just can't possibly think of to go over when it comes to just shouting into the void like I am here. And I feel it's also a bit disingenuous because I left the program a year ago. I mean, what am I going to say? I'm not directly involved in any of the stuff that has developed over the last couple weeks, and I'm not going to pretend that I am. So if you really want to get my opinion, then swing by the stream. ask, I'll talk about it. But there's really just, I don't think there's really any point for me to discuss it here at all. So with that said, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you very much for watching today's video, and hopefully I will be able to start knocking out the other videos here soon. I'm also pretty much out of footage, so oh shit, gotta figure stuff out. So anyways, thank you guys. I'll catch you next time. Take care.